Welcome to the turn of night.
For some reason, this psycho is wearing a bedsheet with the eyes cut out and a hole for the mouth. Something about cameras everywhere, even though I've seen his face and he's been on 1, 2, 3 security cameras just coming up from the lobby. He's charging at me really fast. Normally, I'd have sympathy for someone with this level of paranoia, but he's ingested the monetary equivalent of a down payment on a small house, and, more importantly, he's trying to kill me. I actually have no beef with him. My job was to find some pictures in the room next to the one he's renting, but I guess he's made out that I'm a detective. Assumed that I'm a cop working for the local PD, or a Fed. Anyways, I'm just a private investigator. And did I mention that he's waving a huge knife and has a gun tucked into the waistband of his pants? Yeah, I'm in a real spot here. Let's back up a few years. I did a 3-year stint in the Army and was going to become a cop, but I worked with my brother Tim at his stereo store, and he opened a second location and needed help. No, wait, before that. Years before that. Let's start over. My name is Jim Sullivan. Back in the 70s, my family lived in a house that was haunted. In the summer of 73, we fled a place that I vaguely remember. I mean, we were moving anyway, but still, the creepy old ghost that was coming after us meant business. Lucky for us, the old hag stayed when we moved, but it followed the family that moved in after us to their new place. It left after they moved from that place temporarily and apparently moved on, or... Hey, this ain't a ghost story. I just thought you'd be interested, as it's something of note that happened to me. The 2 brothers who dealt with it after us are keeping an eye on it now, so it's out of my hands. Years later in the service, I did see a bit of action, and a hostile enemy soldier came after me, but left when a plane flew overhead. He had that look in his eyes. Kind of like the guy who's barreling on me now. I haven't forgotten him. He was running towards me when, BAM! He took a detour from me and turned towards the elevators. He scared the hell out of a couple when the doors opened, and another guest exited their room and screamed, so he ran back down the hall and is now kicking the ice machine. I guess a few years after my brother's chain of stereo equipment and electronics took off, I decided that the police academy wasn't for me. I did, however, figure out who was stealing from our friend's Italian grocery, the local lumber yard, and a neighborhood convenience store. So, an older cop I've known since I was a kid suggested I give private investigating a try. I got in with an agency in the big city, and the first few cases were fairly routine. I took some lousy pictures, drank too much coffee, and probably ate like crap. It did give me a sense on how to figure most things out and string clues together. After years of chasing thieves on multiple levels and the usual cheating spouse story, hey, I thought I had it made. Well, the agency got bought out by an alarm company and downsized the staff. Most of the other detectives are either gone or were offered to be retrained. Since the new company was honoring their clients, I was able to finish up the last few cases I had. A dispute at a lawn business, a missing person, both ended happily and neatly, but right now there's this guy who has now turned around and once again probably going to kill me. He's ripped the sheet off his head and is now wearing it like a cape. The gun is gone, but there's an orange extension cord that he's got on his shoulder like a lasso rope, and he's charging with the blade pointed right at me. I tried to reposition myself, but I tripped over a coat hanger that was sticking out from under the bed. Housekeeping! Come on! I've fallen over the other side of the bed, and he's still charging in the same direction, even though I'm not there anymore. Crash! He did it. Right out the window. Okay, he's fallen 3 stories onto the sidewalk. Oh wow, he's up and running like nothing has happened. Amazingly, he didn't drop the knife and is sprinting like a track star. Okay, the cops got him. That's it for him. Hey, I've got the pictures I was supposed to get before all this happened, and I'm dropping them off at HQ. My final case is complete, and what a weird day. So a month later, I'm sitting here, enjoying the ambience of my new office I've rented for a very reasonable price. I'm still a PI, but I'm in business for myself. This week, my first case came in. Something about an incident involving a real estate deal where one of the partners died mysteriously due to a mansion and some weird mystic stuff, and people say anything. And finally, there it is on the glass door. James Sullivan, private investigator, 711. It's official. My name is on the door.
The lights are on as the evening shadows are creeping in. Hopefully, you won't get caught in the turn of night.